Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, May 9th. We're looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. Well, it looks like there's a very strong possibility we're going to have a fourth day of volume, not only in the top 10, but it'll be lighter than any volume we did all last year. Pretty soon, right now we only have one day that's barely in the top 10 lightest volumes above 50 million. Last year, we had only 3 days out of 250 that were under 50 million. Right now, there's very good odds we're going to have 9 already, and it's only May 9th. Range was a little better today. No tempo, no volume, obviously. Couple of things, though, did occur today. So let's start with righty first. First off, righty goes out with a triple distribution day, believe it or not, with this lack of volume or anything. They have single prints in B, K, and L, and they go out with a nice price probe. But with all that, it's still just balance, a 5-day balance. So they'll be trying to come out of balance on the daily tomorrow. NQ. NQ is a little weird today. I traded only NQ today, but meanwhile, ES was definitely more accommodating. But I stuck with it. I didn't do anything after E period. This day really put me to sleep. NQ had a lot of fits and starts, couldn't get going. Finally, pulled their value up and everything, but nowhere near as clean as ES was. NQ goes out with an afternoon pullback in F, a 10-wide point of control, and they're an inside day. Missed yesterday's high by a couple of points, which is good, because at least hopefully that'll give us an opportunity. Also, they're still in balance on the daily. It's a 4-day balance. Tuesday's high is the top of it. So between balance rules and an inside day, barring a gap of any magnitude, hopefully we get a good opportunity coming out of it tomorrow. If we have a big gap up, once again, I could suck the life out of it. So hoping we open, obviously, inside of today's range and then go for those things. ES finishes with a double distribution day. We held singles in B. We have a lowest accepted price in B. Now, that's when the mark A closes, B opens, and really basically pushes straight up. And it did. There was no tempo or volume, but it did. It held, and we held trend. So I'm using B's low for that. Look at our afternoon pullback low is. You can't make this up. It's to the tick what our balance high was. To the tick. We go out. We did price probe, but not enough to where I would use K or L's high. Only a 7-wide POC and an afternoon pullback in J. So I was long. I'm sorry. I was short. I actually front ran the overnight high in NQ, which paid me. So that was nice. I'm tired of not taking those trades. Those trades are really high percentage trades. And then in A period, I longed NQ when it came down to yesterday's POC. And I got paid on that. Okay? It did continue down pretty good, but at that point I got paid. Then I took a short thinking we'd get the overnight low. Now, I didn't get caught up. We didn't get the overnight low, okay? But I did get paid on the trade. I did get paid on it, and then we didn't get it. I didn't short it again. So I had a good A period in NQ. In B period, when it started trying to push back up, I actually was longing it. It kind of had a decent ebb and flow, even though it was still lagging behind, big time behind what ES was attempting to do. ES went trend in B period. D period then in NQ, I was long in D because we did have singles, made money on that. And in E period, I took a long when we initially filled singles, and then again, which worked, and then again when we got down to around the opening. Now, there were a bunch of trades I could have taken. At the time when F came down, well, a couple of things. I was eating lunch. That's number one. Number two, we were below the opening, below the 144, and point of control was right here. So it wasn't that appetizing along at that point. However, There were a couple others. I could have done it in H period, which could have used the opening and G as my out. So, I mean, I could have done that. I didn't. And in ES, there were definitely some I could have done. We never had the afternoon pullback till J. I was looking to see if F was going to take out E's low the way NQ did, although NQ barely did. See if we hold these single prints or not, and then take a long if they were to fill them and then bounce off of them. But it didn't. They never even got there. So it was no tempo. These grinds are horrible for me, but it's easy for me now to sit here and say, boy, oh boy, and ES was certainly much more accommodating to be trading it throughout the day. So hopefully you guys and gals did. As far as destinations go, 520.21 is SPY's upside. 518.93 is their pullback in J. Single prints 518.05 to 517.79. Lowest accepted price of 517.51 and today's low of 516.71. In ES, the high is 40. And then on the downside, your afternoon pullback at 26.75. Single print start at 17.75, get filled at 15 and a quarter. B's low of 12 and a quarter, which is the lowest accepted price. And today's low of 04.25. And then chart-wise, again, tomorrow we'll recap all of these charts. So the monthly 9 days in is an inside month. Right now it's a 3-month balance, including this month. Okay? The weekly for me is up. We have a weekly gap still that's holding. We're not far from the all-time highs. So the weekly is healthy and up, and the daily I am calling up after today. Again, volume right now, 41.2 million. I do not believe we're going to be doing anywhere near 10, 11 million in the after hours. At least it's a little better than yesterday's already, but it's going to be in the top 10 lightest. Why is that a big deal? Price can continually go up on light volume. But when it goes up with nobody supporting it, with any real long-term money coming in, it's just that much easier to take back. So even though we have 2 gaps here, a weekly gap, and we're back to up, we've seen this play out time and time again, where eventually you can take all this out in one day. Right? One day you can take it out. I wouldn't, nothing would surprise me if that was to happen. So that's the problem with the light volume. Anyway, I hope you had a good day trading. Thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.